This was by far the most difficult time that I've ever had trying to upgrade a cell phone. Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to Story Saturday, and for today's episode I wanted to share the story with you guys about my recent cell phone upgrade. So about a month ago I received an email from Sprint letting me know that in 30 days my lease agreement for the iPhone 7 Plus was up. When we originally got the iPhone 7 Plus, which was over a year ago, we had some sort of deal going through Best Buy Mobile where the phone was $25 for the iPhone 7 Plus, and Best Buy would cover $20 out of the bill, so you only had to pay $5 a month for the phone. Now, like I said, I got an email from Sprint, and in the email it gave me what the new price of the phone was going to be per month since the contract or the lease or whatever you want to call it was up. The iPhone 7 Plus would go from $5 a month to lease all the way up to $35 per line, and since Amanda and myself both had the exact same phone, that would have been $70 a month extra. They also gave us the option in the email to buy the phones outright for $298 a piece, which I couldn't see paying that much money for a phone that's already a couple of years old. So around the time that I got the email, I started to look on the Sprint website, the Best Buy Mobile website, and started to call up Sprint trying to see what the best deals going on for the phones were. Preferably I was trying to get an iPhone X. Now, I had seen the price outright to buy the iPhone X, and there was no way I was going to do that, and there was no way I was going to lease the phone paying $50 a month per line. It was just out of the question. So after going on the Sprint website and going on the Best Buy website for more or so a couple of weeks every other day, checking it to see what the new deals were, I apologize, Finnegan is going absolutely crazy. You want to say hi, Finn? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Come here. Oh. Say hi, Finn. Say hi. Yeah, so like I said, going over the period of about a month, checking every other day, seeing what the best deal was, I eventually stumbled upon this deal where I could bring my phone in that I did not own. This was a lease, and I was able to trade it in, pay $150 for the iPhone X, and then it would have been $25 a month to lease the 256 gigabyte model. Thank you very much. I would not like you to eat my slippers. We'll put those up on the bed for right now. Anyways, we had gone to Best Buy since the mobile store no longer existed up at the mall, and they said there was no such promotion going on at that point in time, so we had gone over to Sprint. Come to find out, the only way that you could get that promotion was you actually... Stop shaking the camera. The only way you could get that promotion was you actually had to be a new customer signing a new line onto the Sprint account, and you couldn't be a customer in the past 5 years. I'm just going to hold him up here so he's not violently shaking the camera so we're not looking like we're going through an earthquake. Anyways, we left Sprint that night. We decided to call up to try to get, see whatever the other prices of the phones would be for the iPhone 8 Plus, see what the iPhone X was going to cost, if we wanted to go and lease it or buy it or anything like that without having to pay the full $1,000 price. I kid you not, we made about 7 different phone calls to Sprint. Every single time we got a different pricing point for the phones, and eventually we got to the point where we asked the person on the line to make it a note inside of our customer profile that that was the price that they were going to give us for the phone. The reason we did that was because we wanted to go up to the Sprint store so there wouldn't be any overlap in the time where we would have gotten charged the $35 a month to rent the iPhone 7 Plus as opposed to, just getting the iPhone 8 that same day that you go to the store. So we finally went up to the store on Thursday night, and it was beyond busy, and there was really nobody there to help us do anything, and the store closed at 9:30. We got up there, it was like 8 o'clock, and there was, I'd say, a good 5 to 10 people waiting in front of us to talk to somebody, so I just didn't want to deal with it that night. The next night, Friday night, we went up there and we started talking to the guy. We asked them to pull up our account so they could see the notes, so they could see the pricing point for the phone that which we were trying to get, and come to find out the lady never left it in the note there. However, when we were talking to them on the computer doing one of those chat things, we saved a screenshot of what was going on, so we had the actual Sprint customer representative number on there saying that that was going to be our price for the phone. Anyways, the phone that we're now looking at getting was the iPhone 8 Plus, 256 gigabyte. They wanted $150 down for the phone. The phone was going to be $30 a month to rent, and if you upgraded 2 lines at the same time, you had to pay another $150 for the phone, but the price of the second phone was only going to be $4 a month, which I don't understand what type of promotion that is. I can understand, buy one, get one half off or something like that, but to go from $30-something all the way down to $4 was just bizarre. So either way, it worked out to be, $20-ish more a month than what we were currently paying for the phones to get the newer models. And I kid you not, iPhone 8 Plus, I had the iPhone 7 Plus. I don't see anything different in here other than the fact that it turns on a little bit quicker, which that is a story for My Tech Monday I'm going to save for a different day. So anyways, we go up to the mall. We had backed up both of the phones 2 days before on Wednesday night. And of course, I completely forgot to check to see if Amanda had upgraded her software all the way to the latest version, or her firmware all the way to the latest version. And unfortunately, she was not on the latest version when I did the backup, so the new phone that came out of the box wouldn't be compatible, and she wouldn't get any of her stuff back. Now, we told this to the guy at the Sprint store when we got there, and at this point in time, I really think he should have started backing up her phone or transferring over the files or doing whatever they needed to do to start the process. Unfortunately, they only had one iPhone 8 Plus left in stock of the 256 gigabytes, so they actually had to send 2 employees down to a store in a different town to get the phone, so we had to sit there and wait. Like I said, at which point in time they should have been updating or backing up Amanda's phone, which they were not doing. We ended up getting back to the Sprint store at about 9 o'clock, at which point in time they decided to start backing up her phone. It said it was going to take about 14 minutes to complete. Sometime around 10 o'clock they decided to give up, and they started doing the whole transaction to cash us out, and at which point in time they already put her phone in as being received, so we couldn't take her old phone home with us. We could only take the new phone home with us. And like I said, we had to pay $150 per each line. Worked out to $300 in total that we had to give the store, at which point in time they told us we now have $300 worth of store credit so we could pick out whatever we wanted. My first thought was I'm just going to use the $300 worth of store credit just to pay the $300 for the 2 phones, but they said that you couldn't do that. So we went around, we got 2 cases for iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 8 Plus. Both of us got the $60 OtterBox. I also got my father a new OtterBox for his regular iPhone 7. We got 2 charging cables, 2 lightning cables, and we also got a JBL speaker, which is in the other room right now, one of the JBL Wave 4 or something like that. I'm not too sure what it is called. Looks like a little like thermos or something like that. Anyways, completely bizarre. I have never experienced anything like that, let alone having somebody asking for $300 for something and then saying, oh, you can go spend $300 worth of stuff in the store. I was very confused because I asked the guy, is this $300 worth of store credit, or is this a $300 line of credit, meaning that I would get charged for all the stuff that I just grabbed later on in the next bill cycle. But anyways, we had to leave Amanda's phone there overnight backing up. Somehow the backup never worked. The next morning when she had to go do all of her clients and cut the hair and everything like that, she did not have her information, she didn't have her contacts, anything like that. It was just this whole big mess up. She eventually got to calling Sprint sometime around noon. They were able to do an iCloud backup. She was able to restore everything from her iPhone 7 onto her iPhone 8, and then we had to go to the mall the next day and actually erase the content on her phone so Sprint could send it back so they didn't get a fine. I know it was a very, very confusing story to follow. It was a very, very confusing experience. I've had a cell phone since I was 15 years old. I got it for, when I went out golfing and playing basketball and stuff like that, so I could get a hold of my parents if anything happened. And I've had my own personal cell phone line since I was 17. Never in my life once have I ever experienced anything as difficult as this to upgrade a line, let alone got so many different pricing points from so many different people. Nothing was consistent, and what really bothers me the most is I've been a customer of Sprint for the past 5 or 6 years. I had T-Mobile and I had at&t before them. So far I like Sprint over everybody else, but being a customer for that long, roughly giving them $200 a month, that works out to what? About $12,000 over the previous 5 to 6 years of paying Sprint, and they can't offer me a better discount or anything like that. And then also, come to find out, they have a rewards program if you have a certain bank or a credit union, which I wasn't getting for like the past year, which I was getting originally, so they have to look into that, and they have to they owe me some money that's supposed to get deposited into an account. All in all, very confusing, all in all, very strange, but that is just my last experience trying to upgrade a cell phone. If you guys enjoyed this story, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know if you have ever had to go through some crazy flaming hoops to try to upgrade your own personal cell phone, and I'll see everybody tomorrow for another episode of Bad Drivers of Western Mass. Peace.